I honestly didn't believe it was possible for Illuminaughti to get worse, but after watching this video made by Wonderstruck Guy, one of Blair's former employees and friends, it really shows you her true colors, and I do think this is one of the worst things she's done. It feels like every single day we get another video talking about how stupid and horrible Blair is. This video is kind of long, so let's just jump right into it.
In Blair's video, she mentions how she bore the brunt of a lot of the behind-the-scenes works to Sad Milk due to nobody stepping up to the plate to support her. As I have seen other milkmen and their bank statements, I'd like to focus on her allegations directed towards me in regards to delayed payments.
And I also got stuck footing the bill too. What quickly transpired was that members either couldn't or wouldn't reimburse me for the editors.
I'd like to state that this quote is both chronologically and directly false, and it paints me as a rather greedy and avoidant person, which is not who I am. In my span of Sad Milk, I edited roughly 3 to 5 Sad Milk videos. Sad Milk was a channel that lasted almost over a year. I was not an active editor, so to say I paid editors via my own edits is inaccurate. I was living paycheck to paycheck in my first apartment. I was barely 19 and food was pretty much an every other day kind of deal. And yet I always paid my share. I put Sad Milk above my own health because I truly believed in the project.
When Illuminaughti made her response video, a lot of people just immediately went and supported her. They thought she was the victim of this hate mob. She's receiving hate because she's a complete liar. If somehow after all of this you still support Illuminaughti, I'm sorry, but you cannot be safe. You're supporting someone who lies about their employees. You're supporting someone who low-key blasted their suicide note in front of almost 1 million people because she wanted to look good, but it always catches up to you, and I'm so glad she's finally being exposed for the horrible, disgusting person that she is.
I was then offered, hey, if you want to edit a video, we'd be happy to pay you. I was such a new creator and I was so new to contract work itself that I personally thought $20 was fair pay for my work after my initial payment that I asked for was Burger King because I just wanted dinner. Obviously, I was compensated more than that for that video. After about 3 months in, Sad Milk became profitable though. So while yes, Blair did pay for edits, she was always reimbursed for this. As you can see stated on the screen, you will find bank statements I made directly to Sad Milk during its infancy.
Maybe this is just me, and if I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me in the comments below. But paying a guy who doesn't know any better $20 to edit when your channel is making a shit ton of money and then asking them to pay you back for the edits, maybe it's just me, but it's kind of scummy, right? Just imagine having to pay back a successful YouTuber after they only pay you $20. It will be the equivalent of Elon Musk giving you a ride in his car, and then once he drops you off at your house, he's like, well, pay me. I'll take $25 to fill my car up again because I wasted my money on you. She doesn't need the $20, $30, $40, $50 when she was making thousands of dollars making shitty content. Once again, from this guy who didn't know better, I'm not gonna say she took advantage of him. I will feel bad taking $20 when I could cover the fees. It doesn't make any sense.
He would often tell both Oz Media and myself how living in Austin, Texas was a nightmare for him. He would often complain about his roommates being terrible people, his friends being mostly terrible people and unmotivated to do well in life, and how his car was always breaking down and how his channel was not going in the direction he wanted.
So I'd like to clarify here. Yes, I didn't like living where I lived. I live, as Blair stated, in Austin, Texas. As for my roommates, I only had one roommate, and he's one of my best friends who I would do literally anything for. Have I gotten annoyed with him? Yes. Who hasn't been annoyed with any friend in their life? I'm sure I've done plenty of things to piss him off. Is he a terrible person? Never in a million years. So I don't know why this is even really being brought up.
Once again, more manipulation on Blair's behalf. Just imagine having a conversation with a casual friend, with a co-worker. You're like, man, my roommate, you know, he did this. Oh God, I want to strangle him. And Blair puts this in front of 1 million people saying, oh yeah, you know, this fucking guy Wonderstruck hated his roommates, hated his friends, said this when he was pissed. I mean, who hasn't been pissed at their friend, their brothers, their sisters? And you talk to someone about it, you're like, holy shit, my sister or my brother's annoying as shit. I wish he was never born. But then a day later, you're fine, you make up. But Blair took this and weaponized it and was like, yeah, this guy fucking hates his friends. Look at him, he's a horrible person. How could anyone believe this guy? I have no idea why Blair thought it was a good idea to bring this up. That Illuminaughti exposed video is aging worse by the day. It's a horrible video, and I told you guys since day one, this video straight up trash.
He said he felt alone, depressed, and uncertain of the future. And at that point, I knew I wanted to help him in whatever way I could.
I feel this is very contradictory to say without going into personal details than to turn around and spread personal details about my views towards life. Again, these were very private things I kept between you. Yes, I suffer from depression. A lot of people do.
That did not have to be there at all. It was complete BS, and I feel the same way about this part. This should have never ever in a million years been included in a video like this. And just imagine talking to a friend who you think is your friend, but in reality they're a horrible person. Just imagine talking to them and telling them, yeah, you know what, I'm at my lowest, you know, my mental health is not good, I'm suffering from this and that, this has been going on in my life, and then they tell almost a million people about it. Imagine your lowest point being exposed on YouTube because Blair tried to use this to make herself look good, like she was helping out, like this was a charity, like she was helping out someone who was depressed. She used this as a shield to protect herself, so people would be like, oh yeah, Blair is a really nice, reasonable person. Shitty people always get exposed. They could only get away with it for so long until it catches up to them. Eventually, these kind of people get exposed, and I love it.
I was personally astounded. I moved my entire life to another state because of this number. I was making about 1,000 take home. Well, maybe that isn't so bad. I do in fact have a car, I have a house, and I have a job. However, the one scary thing when you put all that on a spectrum is they are all provided by one singular individual. Blair. She had a hand in every single aspect of my life, and at any moment she could take it away when she felt, which is exactly what happened.
This is just my theory. I want you guys to get comfortable. I want you guys to get that popcorn, the Takis, the Tostitos, the dip, whatever you guys have to get. And I could be wrong, right? But it seems to me like Blair wanted to take this guy and isolate him from everyone else, make him codependent. Yeah, let me give you a car. Yeah, let me give you a house. But once again, this is not your friend. This is your boss. So if you do something, you're gonna lose the car. You're gonna lose the house, you're gonna lose the privileges, you're gonna lose this and that. I believe Blair wanted this guy to be codependent of her, make him do whatever she wants to, and the day he says no, that's when she takes away the BMW. Blair wanted to control everything, every single aspect of this guy's life, but she was pretending she was this nice, wholesome friend. I'll give you the car, I'll give you a BMW, or I'll give you a house, but don't forget, I am your boss, and I can take all of this away whenever I want to because you depend on me.
I was extremely uncomfortable with someone making such a large payment towards a vehicle on my behalf. But in Blair's words, she had the money and insisted that I get the car. At roughly 3 a.m., Blair sent me a text stating that I had breached numerous contract violations and that she was in Texas to repossess the vehicle. It goes without saying I was asleep at this time, so obviously I did not see a message that was sent to me at 3 a.m. in the morning. Once I woke up and I saw the messages, I asked Blair for an explanation as to how I breached my contract, to which I was ignored. However, Blair stated she would make arrangements for me to obtain my items. This never took place. I took to Twitter where I made a tweet regarding what had just happened, and I was immediately reminded by one of Blair's managers that I could not speak out on the matter, and I was threatened with NDA. If I had to explain the feeling, I felt helpless. Again, I just wanted to do the right thing and do it the way I was asked, and now I wake up and all my belongings are gone. I cannot explain how weak that makes a person feel. What she fails to show in her video is my skateboard, both my Sad Milk and Wonderstruck Guy play buttons, my $800 GoPro set, and a whole list of other items I was prohibited from obtaining, which I found out recently from Oz. These items were subsequently thrown in the trash after some time.
And there we have it. This is the reason why Blair wanted to be in control of this guy's life, and this is what she did after she took control of his life. Just imagine coming home and all of your shit is gone. And this is not coming from some random person. This is coming from what you thought was your friend. Thousands of dollars worth of equipment down the trash.
We were told by someone who represented Blair to back off or they would go after us for harassment. I know this is scripted, but I really want to reiterate here that I felt small. I felt defeated. I had literally left my apartment for this. I lost my independence for this. My belongings, either tech related or just memorabilia, were and are still gone to this day. I didn't want to upload because I knew every time I did, I knew Blair was probably checking my social blade, laughing at me, as I had seen her do to every single former Sad Milk member for months.
Can we please take a second to acknowledge and look at iilluminautti's social blade? This makes my day. This makes me laugh. Finally get a taste of their own medicine. Your views are trash, and they're just trash overall for a YouTuber with almost 2 million subscribers.
No way to prove to my friend friends why I had seemingly high hopes for the future, and in the course of a summer I had almost no money to my name due to Blair's butterfly effect. I was fired. Blair had taken the car as well as my belongings. My life had been set back to square one.
Fine, take the car back. At least let the guy grab his fucking play button. Let him grab his equipment. Once again, thousands of dollars worth of equipment down the drain because Illuminaughti was that pity. I do not feel bad for Illuminaughti. I hope she's crying every single night looking at her shitty social blade, looking at her income going down, looking at her views going down. I laugh at that. I celebrate that. It makes me happy. I really feel bad for Wonderstruck Guy. This is someone who clearly doesn't deserve this. They took advantage of this guy. Regardless of this, I'm just glad people are finally exposing Illuminaughti as the horrible monster she is. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. I would really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Peace.